This is Michael Gershman for North Beach Community TV and NorthBeachNow.com here at the Ocean Shores 4th of July Celebration 2021. And we are somewhere in between a war zone and a giant party, but we are having an adventure with fireworks everywhere. People are celebrating. We are going to take you back a little bit to the fire department and the ride-along that we had earlier today, and then we're going to bring you back here for the fireworks. And at the end of this video, you'll have a chance to find out about the cleanup the following morning, tomorrow morning, because we're going to have to clean up this beach. We are here at the Ocean Shores Fire Station with Chief Mike Tyree and Captain Brian Ritter. Mike, Chief.
Yes.
What would you like to tell the people about what's happening in Ocean Shores right now in relation to the fire station and the firemen?
Well, right now, as we all know, is 4th of July. We have our vehicles placed out on the beach right now at the approaches. This is probably the largest time of year for us. We have a couple brush engines down on the approaches, roaming up and down the beach, keeping people away from the dunes, and a couple structural engines down there, and 2 hand crews, along with a bulldozer down there in case we need it. Our whole goal tonight is to keep everyone safe, let them have their fun out there, and just enjoy Ocean Shores Beach out there.
Outstanding. What has happened so far today for the fire department?
So far today, we've been getting ready for tonight. Like I said, this is a big event for us. It takes hours for us to set this up. We start, 3 or 4 months away getting ready for this. There's a lot of logistics that needs to be involved to get things ready for this. Today we have already ran several calls out there. We've had some serious fireworks injury already. We've had a surf rescue call at this moment. Lots of illegal fires right now. One of the big things right now is, as you all know, statewide we have burn restriction. We're doing the best we can to mitigate that with the manpower we have. So we've been running up and down the roads putting out campfires the best we can.
And how many people are with the fire department?
Right now we have currently 6 people per shift. There's 19 total. We do have a fire inspector that works Monday through Friday, myself, and a office assistant that helps us out Monday through Friday. And then for this event, we've gone and we have hired additional, I think we got 14 additional people that we have hired for this year to help us out in the evenings to keep the beach safe.
That seems like an awfully small number to herd and keep control over 50,000 people.
I don't disagree with you on that one. You got anything to comment on that one?
It can be it's pandemonium out there during this time of year, but with the history of this and the wildfire that we had in 2007 and not having resources at hand, this was more of a prevention piece. So instead of being reactive or proactive, we're keeping that 100-foot buffer from the dune grass area so we don't have another unfortunate event. Our priority really is, like Chief said, is to keep everyone safe, and also if we do get a dune fire, we need to head it off at the head of the fire so it doesn't get into structures, because as you well know, sometimes people don't have fire breaks. The foliage out here is just as tall as it is out in those secondary dunes. So we got to be super aggressive, super proactive. Our heads are on a swivel, and we're just here to make sure everyone's safe and has a good time in our city. So this is our normal everyday staffing, but don't let this fool you. So this is A shift, B shift, and C shift. And we work obviously 3 shifts, right? A, B, C. And we work 48 hours on, 96 hours off. So 2 on, 4 off. So A shift will work 2 days on, then my shift comes on, and works 2 days. Then C shift comes on and works 2 days. The misnomer is that all these people are working here at once, and that's just not the case. We work shift work. These are our volunteers. We take volunteer applications. We always want good volunteers. But the fact of the matter is, you know, a lot of people have to work 2 jobs. They have family responsibilities, and the amount of training it takes to become a firefighter EMT is pretty serious stuff. You know, EMT school's 3 months, fire academy is another 3 months, and they're taking time away from their jobs and their families. So there's a lot of dedication involved with being a volunteer today. And the fact that we're a city, there's a lot of regulations and things that we have to follow in order to do it effective, efficiently, and stay out of trouble with liability. So we have a great group of volunteers, but they kind of help supplement. They're here on the 4th of July with us. But, you know, like everywhere else in the nation, volunteerism is unfortunately dropping down. So on a regular day, we have 6 people assigned, but what people need to understand is a lot of times 1 or 2 of these people are off because they earn time off, they have vacation time, and they have sick time and stuff like that. So, you know, when one person is off, the minimum staffing is 4. We never go below 4, and 2 of those 4 people have to be paramedic certified. There's a difference between a paramedic and an EMT, and a paramedic is the highest level of care in the field that you can provide. An EMT is basic life support, paramedic is advanced life support. So a lot of times there's only 4 of us here. And when there's only 4 of us here and we lose a medic rig to Aberdeen, that leaves the station only covered with 2 people. So if there's a structure fire or something like that, it's very difficult for us to handle those situations appropriately just because we have a lack of resources. I think one of the biggest issues is our city has grown so quickly and so fast that our staffing model really has a difficult time keeping up with the growth of the city. So this is our staffing. You know, we work hard to try to retain our volunteers and keep our paid staff here. We haven't lost any paid staff in a long time. No one's tested out anything because this is a great place to work. It's a dynamic fire department. You can be on a ladder truck 1 minute, a fire engine the next, or a paramedic unit. So it is a fun place to work, but we are super busy, and we're averaging right now 9 to 10 calls every 24 hours in our nearest, like I said before, our nearest hospital is in Aberdeen. So when we go on a transport, that'll put one of our ambulances out of service for 2 hours. So that's kind of a short and tall of Ocean Shores Fire Department. We've come a long way. Chief Tyree running the helm and stuff, and we have a fire inspector, an administrative assistant, and a chaplain, 3 captains, and 3 lieutenants. And the reason we have lieutenants is when I'm gone or our captains are taking a day off of vacation, the lieutenants take over as the officer, and they kind of run the resources. So that's about it. So we're headed to the beach currently, and I'll be North Division officer, and then there's South Division officer. So I'll be we kind of cut the city in half on the beach, and we have the same resources but different divisions, and that way we're able to manage manage fires and things appropriately and safely. The whole, a lot of people assume that when there's a fire that, we show up and we just pull a bunch of hose and start squirting water. And whether it's a structure fire or a dune fire, it's very calculated, very orchestrated, and there's a lot of communication that we use with our radios and our cell phones, actually, because sometimes our radios don't work too well out here. So we have a lot of resources dedicated out on the beach, but also we have crew inside the city running the medic units, and those medic units will be running, all night long with locals and visitors. We generally tell people that are injured to make it off the beach and try to get inside the city limits, or people try to tell them where the fire station is, because getting to them in these crowds with with all the fireworks and distractions going off is a little bit difficult. So the city's covered. If there's a structure fire within the city, we pull a fire engine off of the approach, and they have their structural gear on, and they will proceed to go to wherever the address is for that structure fire. So we kind of hope we have everything covered, but It's definitely an unpredictable environment. Yeah, so right now we're on Pacific Approach. I believe the CERT team and some very generous volunteers are handing out garbage bags here on the left. And, we just encourage people to, pack it away and take it home. Or actually, there's dumpsters that the city has provided on some of the approaches for people to get rid of their refuse. As firefighters, we care about the environment too. And we really appreciate all the helping hands that come out and give garbage bags out and educate our public on where to put their refuse and stuff like that. It's been great to have them out here. Hey, thank you for everything. Really appreciate it. Well, why not? Someone might ask me.
There you go.
So hey,
well, I'll get you too.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. You too. Stay safe. All right. Thing that gets scary out here when the sun goes down is you have a ton of fireworks, and almost the smoke almost becomes like a fog, and it'll lay down on the beach, and it honestly mimics a war zone. And we've actually had to transport people off the beach for post-traumatic stress disorder veterans and stuff like that who have seen combat. It can get pretty loud, wild, and crazy. And so right up here on the left, on the dune hill, you'll see one of our crews right here on the top. There are eyes. We have them looking over the dune grass, and as soon as they spot a fire, they will call their division officer and let them know, hey, we have a fire in this location, and they'll be there all night long. That's their job. So we strategically place people. We really want to protect the structures behind this dune grass, the homes and hotels and motels. And so you'll see here in a minute, this is the dumpster the city provides. Generally every year, this catches fire, or they'll stack their refuse on the side of it, and obviously there'll be some hot fireworks or whatnot in there. And last night they had one. They had to put out a dumpster fire, and pretty typical. This also keeps our partners in law enforcement extremely busy as well every year. So I don't know if you can get to the left. If you see the break between the vehicles and the dune grass, okay, that line, that's our buffer zone. And we make sure that all day we're up and down with our fire engines, keeping people that far back to prevent the dune grass from catching fire. Because when the dunes catch fire, the fire will travel at wind speed, and you can see all the kites up in the air. Well, you got a wind speed right now at about, probably sustained wind at about 10 to 15 miles an hour, and the last time I checked, I can't run 15 miles an hour. So we have to get real aggressive with our fire tactics and make sure that we get to that fire as soon as possible. Here's a great example. This happens every 5 minutes. This person's stuck in the sand, and the sand's deep, so I got to pick up a little speed here and get around them. So when you're driving on the beach, we always tell people to stay on the hard pack, and that's what'll keep you unstuck. Most locals know that. So if you notice to the left, up ahead, all those little dots, those are people in the water. And there's rip currents out there, and a lot of people don't know that, and things can get real dicey real quick. We've already been on a surf rescue today. Luckily, the children were located. If you ever get caught in a rip current, don't try to fight it. Stay calm, and then swim parallel to the beach. Don't try to fight. You'll get pulled out a little bit, but people panic.
Brian, tell us about the rig we're in.
Oh, this is actually one of our old ambulances. It's an old Ford. It's got 152,713 miles on it, and we reconditioned it to be a kind of a utility vehicle. We put a pump in the back with a hose reel. And instead of getting it painted, we wrapped it. That's vinyl wrap. The black and red is a lot cheaper to do. We always try to save money wherever we can, and a lot of our guys are pretty mechanically inclined and are able to do some stuff. And so yeah, it's actually one of our old ambulances. So right now I'm going to take you kind of on the water line and show you, and then we'll go up towards the Best Western and kind of head down the high side here. It's always nice to see families out here having a good time and enjoying themselves, and that's the whole goal, right? Keeping everyone safe and having fun. But, you know, sometimes things happen, and that's why we're here. So if you can imagine this in the dark, trying to locate somebody with an injury, or maybe for law enforcement, a civil issue or a fight in progress or whatever, it's real difficult to locate people. And you also got to watch it. You know, sometimes people will use you as a moving target with their fireworks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this.
So here's the big issue this year. The big issue this year is there's going to be a high tide around 10 o'clock tonight. So that's going to push all these people up the beach on top of other people who've already established their area that they're using. So, you know, hopefully everything stays peaceful and safe and sound. And, you know, we realize people are partying a little bit and trying to have a good time. I mean, it's a big weekend for people, right? And Washington just opened up, and the whole COVID thing's kind of, we're trying to get a handle on that, and everyone's kind of celebrating for a lot of different reasons for their independence. So maybe a little bit more craziness than we're used to. We'll see.
Does the fact that that you can't have campfires on the beach, does that make your job easier?
I'll be honest with you, it's super hard to enforce that, right? I mean, we just don't have the resources to. I mean, we'll educate people and tell them there's a burn ban, but, you know, we'd have to get 4 or 5 times the amount of resources out here to just be putting out beach fires. You know, it's pretty difficult. Our priority is to protect the dunes and keep people away from the dunes. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely an issue for sure. If you know, if somebody comes out here and they're burning couches and pallets like we've had in the past, and they're getting rowdy with their fire, yep, there's a great example. Then we'll shut them down. So you're getting this all during the day, but right now people are coming here. The beaches are filling up. You see state parks coming by with their rig right here. So there's another resource that we have. I think there's a few extra patrols here. We have Grays Harbor County Sheriff helping out Ocean Shores Police Department. We obviously have them out here, the Ocean Shores Police Department. And, you know, I really appreciate how we all work so well together to make this happen every year. You also got to be real careful driving with little ones. They'll just dart right out in front of you. You know, you have a lot of distractions, the fireworks, the kites. So kids, you know, kids aren't really paying attention. So like I said, when the sun goes down, those children are right at bumper level to these vehicles. So potential is high for someone to get hurt.
That's the thing that amazes me.
Yeah, see, like
Kids don't get run over on the beach.
Well, you know, knock on wood, because you know, a lot of people sometimes just aren't in their right frame of mind, and either are the children, they're just trying to be kids. And is a great example, you know, got a kid over here with a ball, and you know, you just gotta, like I said, you gotta always keep your head on the swivel here and make sure that you're not gonna get in the way of someone. So I've seen a few 4th of Julys. I've been out here 17 years. And every year it's always a challenge. Keep people safe and happy. Coming back to our city. So that guy over there in that white pickup truck has a U-Haul, and behind that U-Haul is about $10,000 worth of fireworks. So this is the north end, and the south end is pretty crowded too. So you can kind of mimic this on the south.
Now, is this the Illahee
Yep.
Damon
So
Road
that side of the road is actually county. This is District 7's jurisdiction, and this is Ocean Shores right here. So technically that's Grays Harbor County, and this is city. Yeah, we're the only advanced life support there is from here up to Taholah. And that's kind of a big deal for like heart attacks and things like that. So these are my guys right here. I'm gonna go. You gonna watch me get stuck?
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going all right.
Good. Any problems at all?
Not so far.
Okay.
I've had some people approach us for asking about the burns.
Yeah. Cool.
Got it.
All right. If you need anything, let me know. I got a room at the Shiloh on the top floor. You know, to get good oversight and stuff, but I'll be back on the rig back and forth, and if you need anything at all.
Okay.
You got food, you got everything?
So far, yeah, we got everything.
All right. Hope I don't get stuck right now.
Yeah.
All right, good to see ya.
Yep.
So if you see straight ahead, it's going to get bumpy. This is our buffer zone. This is important that we keep this clear for all fire apparatus and fire danger. So we tell people, we come out here, I came out here at noon today to make sure everybody stayed clear of this. So all the tracks you see here are generally from our fire apparatus. And this has helped us so much in the last, 5 or 6 years. This has been our saving grace, being proactive instead of waiting for a fire and being reactive. Everyone's been really cordial and very cooperative. They understand the fire dangers. I think in the media and stuff, everyone's seen the fires in California, and this really isn't any different. A lot of people assume it's the Northwest, but if we get a good dune fire here and we catch a good wind, it has the potential to take out large structures and homes. So, we made we say 100 feet from the last piece of dune grass. So if you look to my left, you're going to see the line of cars filling up our beach. So that's really nothing. This will be continuing until the night falls here. Yeah, it's bumper to bumper. People don't realize when they come to Ocean Shores, they come to the Shiloh and they think it's the only access to the beach.
Yeah, they don't know they can go into
Yeah, so yeah, it's bumper to bumper, bro.
I'm coming down that way. I ran my area right here.
Yeah, why don't you run the high side all the way to the Best Western?
I'm going. That's what I'm doing. I'm running it right now.
All right, I'm gonna probably
I'm almost to Pacific right now.
okay, I'm gonna go to the Shiloh and check on that room they have for us, just so I get a good vantage point of the North Division, and I'll talk to you shortly. All right, bye bye. All right, yeah, here we go. Right now we're at the Shiloh. They were generous enough to donate a room. It's out of service room, so we could get a better perspective. So I'm North Division Command, and this gives me a huge overview. If you look and you pan out, you can see how much visual I have over the dunes and where a fire might work for the night.
Grateful for the bags and very willing to help out.
That has been my experience, that I have not seen one negative attitude in the hour and a half that we've been here. People are happy to be here, and they all seem very respectful and grateful that we're passing out these bags. So hopefully the beach cleanup tomorrow won't be as onerous a job as it oftentimes is.
Thank you.
Excellent, thanks.
Happy 4th.
You too.
We are here on the beach of the Taurus Approach, and we are here with both Ocean Shores Cares and Dusty Pruitt, who has organized a beach cleanup for the morning of the 5th of July. Dusty, would you like to tell our viewers something about what is going on here?
All right. Well, what we decided to do is, since so many of us are new in the last 6 to 8 months, that we would do a meet and greet beach cleanup. Most of us came out and really enjoyed the fireworks, so we thought we would do our duty and clean up the beach. And we have a lot of wonderful people that came out to help. Like, I am thankful how many people showed up.
I'm actually surprised at just how clean the beach is, and it's maybe 9:30 in the morning.
We came out pretty early. I do have to tell you, last night when we were here, so many people carried their garbage out. I was so impressed. I was impressed. But these people are hard workers. They got up early, crack of dawn, and came out. So it's been really good.
Is there anyone you want to give a special shout out to for helping with the beach cleanup? Or
I wish I could remember everybody's names, but everybody that signed up, that showed up, I want to give you a big thank you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for meeting other people. Just really appreciate your support.
Oh, yeah.
We got work to do.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
We are here at the Chancellomer entrance to the beach with Larry Camperone. Larry.
Hi, Mike.
Hi. How did you get to be here?
So about 5 years ago, Lillian Broadbent decided that she was no longer able to do the organization for the beach cleanup. And I volunteered during a city council meeting. And here we are 5 years later. I'm ready to turn this over to the ladies and gentlemen from Happily Sharing Ocean Shores next year. They'll be coordinating this. Today, July 5th, is for those folks that want to come out and help clean up after the 4th of July fireworks on the beach. We've handed out 5,100 bags yesterday, and I don't know, probably a couple hundred today, maybe more. This is part of Coast Savers and the Washington State Parks helping to clean up the beach on the 5th. We're at five different drive-on beach approaches within Ocean Shores. From the south, Taurus, Ocean Lake Way, Pacific, this one at Chancellomer, and the last down at Damon Road, which isn't really in Ocean Shores, but we man it. So it takes about 30 people to fill up the slots. We have 2-hour intervals starting at 2 p.m., running till 8, so you have 3 shifts per location. Do the math, and it's 30 folks, plus me or somebody else to help coordinate, because there's a fair amount of logistics as well, making sure people have the bags they need at the time and anything else that they need for support.
There are so many different ways of helping people and the environment in Ocean Shores. How did you choose this?
Well, this is a straightforward one that has it had a record, a process. The beaches are obviously a prime attraction for the city, but also for me. So this was a natural for me to do. I've also worked with Nature Conservancy in the past, managing lands that they had in Connecticut and Indiana for short periods of time, and then here. So this just makes sense. It's theoretically a single-day event, but it takes about 2 months of coordination to make it happen on that day. And that fit my requirements very well.
And you seem to be against people littering on the beach.
Beach littering is not a good thing in my mind, correct? Because that beach litter ends up in the ocean, and that's the biggest challenge. Especially on a night like this, depending upon how the tides go with the fireworks, we end up putting a lot of plastic. Even though people think of the fireworks as explosives, they almost all have a plastic tip or plastic fins or some other. And we don't need any more plastic in our oceans.